We are in the process of unbecoming. That is the word that just came to me. Unbecoming, which is becoming nobody. Ram Dass talks a lot about this, and I've been listening to a lot of Ram Dass lately as I've been, I kind of saw a few days ago how I am in a very deep metamorphosis right now, again. And I think we all are. We are all in a deep metamorphosis right now where we are unbecoming. And what I mean by that is we are purging all of the stories, all of the belief systems, all of the religious stories and programming of separation, all of the untruths within our being that we have been holding on to for that have been in that have been here for generations, not just within us. We are the generations before, so the things that have been passed down for generations and generations, we are purging all of this from the collective within our own bodies. The ascension process, the awakening process, everything happens within our body. This is how we awaken, this is how we transmute, this is how we transcend. Everything happens within the body. The body is the vehicle. And for myself, there's been so much coming to the surface, so much inner turmoil, so many stories that aren't even mine, so many, as these things are coming to the surface, I have come in and out, but there's some days where I really get lost in it. And then I come up for surface and I see clearly and I'm like, okay, right, this is just a process that my body's going through. Don't attach to it. And then I forget again, I get sucked in, I attach. And how we get sucked in to just the process that our body is going through is we literally attach to it, which we don't want to do. But, we're all fine-tuning and learning to master this process and learn. This is new to us. We are learning how to do this. We are learning how to transmute. We are learning how to become non-attached. We are learning how to let go. We are learning how to surrender. And in this process of learning, for me, at this point in my journey where I am purging lifetimes and generations of dogma, of programming, of all kinds of stories, of belief systems, of just so much stuff is coming to the surface, and it feels really strong and really chaotic. And some moments I'm like, cool, I know what I'm moving through, it's okay, I can hold space for this and not get attached. And then some moments it just takes one thought that I attach to, that my energy grabs onto, and I'm like, what's this? Let's go into this. What's this thing coming up? And I forget that it's just something that's coming to the surface to be released. And I attach to it. And then the moment you grab onto it, if you picture these thoughts and these things coming to the surface, like they're spinning really fast, and then your energy attaches to it. It's kind of like a vacuum in a way, where if there's a string on the floor and the vacuum catches the string, it sucks it in really fast. And then you have a mess. Well, that's kind of like what happens when we attach our energy to a certain thought or energy that is moving through us, that is just supposed to be moving through you, but instead of it, it's just supposed to become, it's just merely moving through your system. It's just merely moving through your body and being released. And then we're like, oh, what's this? And we attach to it, and then we get sucked in. And that's how we spiral into this chaos and into the mess of what's just trying to move through us. And then when we attach to it, we kind of get stuck in the mud of it, and we spiral there until something creates a jolt, or until we kind of wake up again and realize, oh, right, not attachment, let go, it's just energy moving through. So this is what's been happening for me, is learning how to stay non-attached with all of this coming up. And that's easy to do sometimes, but depending on what's coming up, sometimes the things that are coming up have more of an emotional charge, have more of a trigger to it, and can create us to attach to it and identify with it. And then the moment we attach to it, identify it with it, we get sucked into the vacuum of this chaos. And before we know it, it happens so quick. It's like the moment we touch it, we're like, what's this? And we touch it and it's like, shoop, and then you're sucked into this spiral of chaos. And then you identify with it and it becomes you, and then you're in this victim consciousness again, and you're just spiraling in this mess until you click out of it. So this is what I've been moving through these last couple weeks. And I resurface and then I go back in, and then I resurface and I go back in. And this is what I feel like a lot of us may be experiencing. And I only ever share my experiences because I know that if I'm experiencing it, because we are all one, we are all part of the same consciousness, we are all just different aspects of each other, we're all connected. So if I'm going through it, many others are experiencing this too, whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you're aware of it or not. But this may help bring some awareness to it so you know what's happening, and so that you can not identify with what is coming up. What are the emotions that are coming up? What are the stories that are coming up? What are the thoughts that are coming up? Something that was really big was a lot of the religious programming from my childhood was coming up, of the way that, what I believe God was and what it was taught to me in the churches growing up. And man, that created so much turmoil, because I could feel in the collective this like right or wrong with like spirituality and religions, and like just I could feel the separation in it, and I was feeling the separation within myself and the conflict within myself. And man, that really created a lot of spiral in me, because I'm very devoted to walking in truth and in love. And when that was questioned, that's the core of everything that I am, everything that I do is truth. That is my biggest core value is truth. It has always been the truth. I've been seeking the truth since I was a child. So when this started to get challenged, I was like, oh my gosh, has everything that I've been living for, is it wrong? And I want to be in the truth. So this sent me on a big spiral. But I've now come to a place of knowing that it was just these old dogmas, the religions being purged from us. Anything that causes separation is not the truth. And religions create separation of I'm right, you're wrong. There's hierarchies. There's separation in it. It is not unity consciousness. And yes, the Bible is unity consciousness, but the way that religion teaches it is not usually unity consciousness. And the Bible can be perceived in so many different ways depending on your level of wisdom and your level of understanding it, and like where you are at on your journey and what your consciousness level is at deciphers how you will understand and perceive a certain verse that could be perceived in 15 different ways. So this one was a really big one for me recently, and there's been a lot of things like that. And as I realize more and more, and sometimes, like I said, I forget because I attach to the thought or the experience that I'm having, and I get sucked into it, which serves a purpose sometimes. I gain a deeper understanding of what I'm moving through and of all the aspects of it, even though it's not very fun to get sucked into the spiral of it. But things like this is what we're moving through. We are going through a deep purging process where our bodies are being cleansed, where our minds are being purified. And all of everything that is not truth, all of the untruths, which is everything that you think you are, is not true. We are, the process of purifying is the process of becoming nobody, like Ram Dass speaks about. I highly recommend listening to Ram Dass's lectures. They're so amazing, and they've been activating so much within me over the last couple days as I've been listening to him every single day. Even in my dream state, I feel his consciousness, which is our consciousness, but I feel his energy, that consciousness working with my consciousness and shifting things, and I'm having a lot of magical dreams. Another thing I want to mention is that something that has come to me, or like a feeling or an intuitive knowing or guidance, is to be really mindful of the type of consciousness, because everything is consciousness, but we have choice in what consciousness we connect to. And I've been feeling called to be really mindful of what consciousness I am tapping into or tuning into, because that is going to expand within you. So what type of videos are you watching online? What types of books are you reading? Who is the writer of the book, and what is their consciousness? When you read a book, you can feel the consciousness of the person. Does it feel expansive? What does it feel like in your body when you're reading the words of these people? Be really mindful of what you feel like in your body when you're listening to other people speak, even me. What does this feel like in your body? Are you getting a yes? Is it getting a no? Do you have a sinking feeling in your stomach? To really listen and pay attention to what you are tuning into. At this point, I don't want to tune into any consciousness that is of the purest and highest light that is going to expand me. What do I want to become more of? That is the only type of consciousness that I want to connect to. If I don't want to be more like the type of person, it's just a consciousness. If you see everyone as just a different consciousness, what type of consciousness do you want to be more like? And when I look at the internet these days, I see a bunch of lost people. It's like blind leading the blind. And I'm not saying I know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trusting God every step of the way. And I gave up trusting everyone else a long time ago. You know, I had my teachers on a pedestal, and slowly everything fell away as I was forced to learn how to trust myself. And trusting myself is trusting God. Trusting myself is trusting my intuition, which is God. We are an extension of God, and God is always leading us from within. And yeah, I learned how to listen to that, and I think it's important for us to all listen to that, because no one can tell you the way. No one knows what's best for you. No one knows the way that you're meant to walk. No one knows your path. No one knows your heart. You have to learn how to hear your own voice. Hear the voice of God within you and follow that. So when you are tuning into other consciousnesses, because yes, we can still have teachers where we learn from them, but not everything Ram Dass says I resonate with. I take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I know that I can feel the power in his consciousness, the purity in his consciousness. I can feel what he is tapping into. And I know that even if we don't fully understand everything that they're saying on a logical or intellectual level, just by tuning into someone with consciousness like that, like Wayne Dyer as well, has been a really big teacher on my path. Just by tuning into their consciousness, you are tapping into and tuning your energy to what they are tapped into and tuning into. So they're like a direct pathway or connection to God, because they are deeply, deeply connected to the source within themselves, which is the source within you. They're deeply connected to it. So it can help, and it can be super beneficial for your expansion, your growth, your learning how to hear the voice within you, God's voice within you, by tuning into these teachers that are clearly very tapped in and are just very tuned into the truth of the universe, the truth of what God is. So yeah, I know this message kind of went all over the place today, as it always does. But just to wrap it up, to summarize, whatever you are moving through right now, don't identify with what you're moving through. Remind yourself daily if you need to. I have been doing that lately because I've been getting wrapped up in it a lot lately. remind yourself daily that as you wake up, your body is going through a process. To not identify with what is coming up, to be present, to breathe, and not identify with what your body is going through. You are the awareness that is an awareness of what your body is going through. You are not it. You are not the emotions. You are not your body. You are not the thoughts. You're none of it. You are just loving awareness. You are just the presence of awareness of what is happening. And just learn how to detach like that and just become the observer in what is happening within you and outside of you. Because non-attachment really is the key. Yeah, I think that's everything for today. Much love to you, and hopefully we'll chat or I'll share again soon. I've been less inclined to share lately as I've been moving through a lot in my own process. Anyways, much love.